Okay, so activity 2-1. Let's talk about some worries you have about falling.
I don't worry a lot about falling, but I guess one worry is if I fell and broke my leg or something, and it would be hard to exercise or move.
Okay, so your feelings about that worry would be being inactive after you broke something?
Yes.
And then what's the behavior you have with those feelings and worries?
Well, I don't let it
Okay.
control my life. That would just be a thought that I would have.
Okay, so on handout 2-1, we're going to talk about replacing fears with constructive ideas.
Okay.
As you can see, ideas can handicap you, get in the way of staying active and doing what you can do to prevent falls and cope with them if they do occur. One way of challenging your concerns is to replace them with more constructive, confidence building ideas. People have come up with many creative ways to do this and thereby keep their fears in check. For example, Bob has been invited to his neighbor's house for dinner. He has to climb some steps to get to their house. An unhelpful thought that Bob can have is, I can't go. I will never make it up those steps without losing my balance. I could fall and break my hip. A helpful thought that Bob could have is, how likely is it that my concern will come true? How dangerous is this situation? Although there is usually a possibility that our feared outcome could occur, there are often more positive outcomes that could occur as well. It is important to keep these in mind so you are not thinking solely of the worst possible thing. In answering these questions, Bob might make the following statement. I'm nervous about those steps, but I've never fallen down steps before and I've climbed a lot of them in my life. It's possible I could do it. What positive results might occur if I try the feared activity? Bob might make a statement like, I'd like to see my neighbors. I get bored and cooped up inside. I'd feel good about getting out there if I could. What will happen if I give in to my worries? Bob might make a statement like, if I don't go, I'll get more lonely and unhappy and I'll feel ashamed because I won't tell them the real reason I can't come. I'll make something up and they'll think I'm not interested. What can I do to enable myself to try this? Bob might make a statement like, I could ask one of my neighbors to give me a hand with the steps. Even though I'm a little embarrassed, it could be worse to stay home. By restructuring his thinking in this way, Bob can make his fear from calling the shots and form a plan to overcome it. There is no one right way to come up with confidence building ideas, and you may have your own useful possibilities. So we're going to look at some brainstorming confidence building thoughts. Do you want to read letter A on handout 2-1? On page 51.
A relative gives you tickets. A relative gives you tickets to a show, and you know you will have to climb stairs to get to your seat.
So what's a confidence building thought you can have with that?
I really want to see this show, and I know I can make it up the stairs.
Okay, so letter B, you want to take your daily walk, but it has rained and the sidewalk is wet and might be slippery. What's a confidence building thought you could have?
If I'm careful while I'm walking, I can make it.
Okay, C, a celebrity you want to see is speaking locally, but you know you will have to battle the crowd to get in.
Oh, I really want to see the celebrity, and I'm sure the crowd will part for an old lady like me.
D, you want to take the subway downtown, but one of your children has warned you not to do it because you might fall.
My children are silly. I can take the subway downtown just fine.
E, you want to clean out and organize some shelves that are a little beyond your reach.
I can step on a small step ladder and get to them, or I could ask for some help.
Okay, E, your friend invites you to go see a movie at night, but you have to walk in the dark, both outside and inside the theater.
I know how to walk in the dark, and I will be fine.
Okay.